today we are doing a tutorial. I was asked by my friend Khalil to do a tutorial on just like drawing people, basically. And I've been wanting to do tutorials for a long time, but I don't know what exactly I'm doing. I'm definitely not. I've never done a tutorial before, basically. So I don't know what I'm doing, but we're gonna do it. I'm gonna try and explain what I'm doing as I go. But right now I'm using Krita. I've been using Krita the past couple days because it's a lot of fun, and I sometimes get bored of using my iPad. Sometimes you want to mix things up. Why is hanging out while making a smoothie? I wish I had a smoothie right now. That sounds awesome. I love a good smoothie. Is the music too loud, by the way? Because if it is, let me know and I will turn it down. I'm still figuring out the whole setup. But you know, that's just how it be. So, first of off, okay, I like to start with a base layer that is not white. It's got to be a mid-tone, so something in between the, black and white. So I like a light gray. You can pick whatever color you want. I don't recommend doing anything too crazy, just because it's a lot easier to figure out all of the lighting stuff if you have like a mid-tone background and not a super dark background or a super light background. You can figure out that part later. Why is everything freezing? Please don't freeze on me. Please don't die on me, little computer. Okay. So, background. Another important thing is having a reference. So that's why I put this picture up here, because I was saying yesterday how important it is to have a reference. And a lot of people think that like using a reference is cheating or something, but it's not. I promise you, every single artist, professional artist, uses references to make sure that they're getting their proportions correct, to make sure they're understanding their subject in all of its complexity, because our brains do not actually retain as much information as we think it does. I mean, have you ever tried drawing an apple from memory and it kind of looks like a cartoon apple and you can't really get anything realistic out of it? It's because you need references. Hello, Seven. It's nice to see you. I don't think I've seen you in my chat before, so I don't know who you are, but it's nice to see you. Hi. We're friends now. So yeah, references, super important. I'm gonna make my reference just a little bit bigger because I had to zoom in real close to see that. But I am blind. Not really, but like I wear glasses and I think I need a better prescription. Yes, Wise taking notes. I love it. So let's just do this bigger right here. Okay. So for finding a reference, okay, first of all, you're always gonna want something with good lighting. You never want to draw something that's like super dark lighting unless you know what you're doing. But when you're first starting out and you're first learning, you want your references to have really good lighting, and you want, let's see, let me zoom in, see it better. Hell yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying this while eating cereal. Cereal's the best. But basically what you're gonna want to look for in a reference is a dynamic pose if you're going for a character. You're gonna want something that's composition you like, but you also want to make sure that you can actually see the details. It's crisp, it's not AI, and yeah, so that's important. I chose this reference because the lighting is really easy in this. It's not like super dynamic lighting wise, so it's gonna be easy to make into a tutorial on how I draw a figure using this reference. So I'm gonna draw over on this side. So to start with a figure, okay, we're going to draw the head first. That's what I do, at least. And you want to start with basic shapes. So the head, you can simplify that with a circle, and then the jawline. And you just draw the jawline as you see it. And something that actually helps me is if you make a layer above your reference photo, and you trace kind of where you see the shapes on your photo. And that will help you understand the position and simplify it a lot better. So if I go back to my sketch, I see that this is pretty wrong. So we're gonna just start over on that. And don't be afraid to start over. I have to start over all the time. That's just part of art. That's just part of drawing, is starting over and trying it again. Because you're gonna make a lot of drawings you hate. I did, I have, I still do. Some of your drawings are not gonna be that great, and that's okay. You know? So I drew kind of like the simplified jawline. You're basically just gonna draw the shapes that you see, right? So this is like this. I can see that I made her jawline a little too small, so we're gonna take that down a notch, and then take this down. And then we're gonna erase. And remember, it doesn't have to look exactly like your reference. You don't, unless you're going for like photorealism, you just want to use your reference as, well, a reference. You don't want it to look exactly like the image. But you can copy the pose, you can, you know, take your artistic liberties from there. MB, how are you? Oh, I am good. I am absolutely vibing. Just chilling here with my music and sketching, doing this little tutorial. It's a grand old time. So you can also go to the reference again, and then you want to measure where everything falls. So her hair comes down like this, her nose comes out like this, and her lips are just right here. So then you go back, and as you get more experience, you can not do this. Like this, you aren't gonna need once you have more experience with your anatomy and like understanding it. You're going to just need the reference, and you can just do this part by using your eyes. But to show you how I do it, I'm using the sketching so you can understand what I'm doing when I say there are shapes in here. And you just draw those shapes and the shapes that you see. But as you can see, like, there's a triangle here. So I'm going to draw a triangle, and then I'm going to draw how her hair comes back, like that. Oops. It's kind of more forward right there. And you can always adjust as you go. So, oh jeez, what did I do? I think I painted on the reference layer. Oh no, I locked it, that's why. Silly me. I'm always accidentally locking my stuff. Oops. Yeah, of course. I love giving a in-depth breakdown of my process if I can. I think I've tried to, and I'm really trying to, like, simplify it as much as I can, just so you guys, like, can understand it, because I feel like I kind of jump all over the place, so it can be difficult for me to, like, simplify my process. But I'm trying my best. Okay, and for hands, please don't try to sketch the hands in right off the bat. Just do a basic shape of what the hand looks like, and you can go from there. You don't need to do all the crazy work. So we've got that triangle. Her arm comes up like this. And I think her head is actually a little too small, so we're gonna bring it down like this. And that looks more like a realistic proportion. So when it comes to proportions, that's something we have to go over too. Oh my goodness. Proportions are hard, okay? But if you look at the face, right? It's going to show, okay, I think this would be easier if I had, like, a different type of figure. Let me find a reference photo so I can show you guys, what I'm thinking here. Okay, let me just... Okay. This is not my art. Disclaimer, I found this on Google Images. It does not say who the artist is that I can see, so I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about proportions by, okay, so we see, let's use a different color, what? Why is my shit all black and white? What is going on here? What is going on here? That's fine. We'll go over that another time. I'm getting distracted. Let's just do this. Let's just do one thing at a time, because that is distracting the crap out of me, and I have no idea what's going on with my color palette on my other file. So anyway, drawing the arms, you're gonna draw, you know, shapes and what you see. I can just sketch the arm one off because I've been doing this a long time. But you're gonna just see how the shapes connect into each other. And this shoulder actually comes up a little bit. So we're gonna do that. And then there's an arm down like this. And something I learned is every limb is comprised of like a curve on this side, right? This side is curved, this side is straight. Then this is curved. And this. No, wait. Opposite way. Opposite way. This is more straight. And this is more curved. Except it looks weird. Why does it look weird? There we go. I can't wait till I can actually sit down and follow along. You're doing great. Let me know what your next stream is. Oh yeah, so my schedule is probably gonna be Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 9 p.m. Until whenever. Probably 12 at latest is when I end streams. But I've been ending streams kind of just whenever the audience dies out and I am done drawing. So yeah. It was good seeing you, Y. If you have to go soon. I know you said you couldn't stay too long. Also, the neck is too long. Always refer back to your reference. Just keep looking over, back and forth, checking to see what looks different, what looks wrong, what looks like something you can fix, what looks like something you can't fix. Because if you can't fix it, you need to start over. So, that looks better. And there's this part. Okay, so now you've got arms and a head. That's awesome. But if you want a full person, you're gonna have to do more work. So we're not doing a full person. I'll show you guys how to do a full person later on in the stream. But for now, we're just doing this portrait kind of like half body thing going on here. So she's got a weird contorted body right now. She's doing a weird pose, and that's specifically why I picked it, because a lot of people are intimidated by a pose like this. But I'm gonna show you. It's just about looking at shapes. So here we have the arms, and then we have another arm. Let's fill that in. And her arm kind of disappears behind her hair for a second, and then her hand is there. And then we have an almost flat kind of curve, right? And then a really exaggerated curve. And if we kind of like go across the body like this, we can see more of the shape of it. So we've got almost a cube, or a rectangular kind of thing, and then another rectangular kind of thing, and then here we have a triangle, an underwear shape, and then we have legs. So, once you kind of like sketch out where everything's going to be on top of your reference, you can then reference your reference better, if that makes sense. So I did kind of like this, and this, and this. And this also helps you get that perspective you want. Now you can draw the other shapes that are on top, like the triangle. Oh my god, my computer is dying. Why are you dying when you are plugged in? Is my charger broken? Because if it is, I'm gonna cry. Please work charger. Pray to the laptop gods. Just taking a second to figure out why my laptop isn't charging, because if it dies in the middle of the stream, I will cry. Fixed it. I just had to wiggle it around, but I guess I need to buy a new laptop charger because that is acting up. Anyway, so for the shapes, back to the shapes. So there's a triangle here, and it goes down to about there. Side that gets like kind of cut off almost. And then come around and go up and down like that. Alright, so now she's wearing clothes. Awesome. Okay. And now we're gonna just keep on trucking along here. She has like, so this is definitely a weird angle. trying to match it to the reference. This is a difficult one. Why don't we start with this? Like that. There we go. That looks right. Legs. So legs are kind of interesting. Luckily, I don't have to draw too much legs, but there's like a straight line again, and then a curve, and then the other leg is curve, straight line. Except I think that's a little too curved. There we go. Okay. And now we have that. So that is our sketch, and we can clean up from here. So first, I'm going to draw the belly button because it's bothering me that it's not there. And I noticed that this curve is more like that. So I'm gonna fix that. Yeah. And this curve. That looks weird now. So, because it looks weird, I'm gonna restart this part. Okay. That's more like that. It's like a flatter line. And this is more like this. There we go. That looks better. Oh my god, why does this look so weird to me? What is going on here? I got the top half right, but the bottom half is freaking me up, man. now we can try to make this. Alright. Alright. I think it's... Okay, the hip line is more like that. And then okay. That looks way better. Where did my music go? Why does it keep doing this to me? So rude. Okay, got the music back. Why? Okay, there we go. Alright. So now we have this base sketch, right? She doesn't seem to have hands. And it looks like her arm is a little... Yeah, I see what's up. Okay, this arm is looking all kinds of wonky, so we're actually move it. That looks more accurate to that. Oops. There we go. And then... That arm looks way weird now. What happened? What is going on? Krita, why are you doing this? There. Okay, don't move while I'm... Okay, there we go. basically drawing is literally just looking at your reference over and over again and realizing how wrong you are. I think it's too thin. There we go. Alright. So... Oh, you're really quiet versus the music. Oh no, okay. Thank you for letting me know. Hopefully it's better now. It keeps changing my volume on my music, because the site I'm using is silly. But, you know, it's the free site with music that I can stream, so... I'm glad that it's relaxing. That is the vibe of the stream's goal, to be like a kind of relaxing stream. So... Oh, yeah. Yeah, thanks for letting me know. I really appreciate it, because I've been asking, I'm like, if anybody is bothered by the music volume, like, let me know, because I can't hear it myself. I have it in some headphones, but that's all. It's a different volume for me than it is for you guys. Looks super good so far, as always. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I hope so, because I, feel like I'm messing up, but that's just part of the process. You learn as you go. If something doesn't work, you just note that, and you're like, okay, well, try something else. Very good lines. Thank you! Oh my goodness! Alright, and then as you are happy with your base sketch, you can erase all these, like, rough, sketchy lines and clean up your sketch. Some people do line art. I kind of hate doing line art. I love, what's it? Just kind of like a rough, sketchy look. I think it gives it more character. So, I'm gonna leave some sketchy lines just to give it some texture. But I still want it to look cleaner than just all these construction lines, because you don't need those. And I need to finish this arm. Okay, and that's how you draw some thick thighs. Whoa! That's not what I meant to do. I see what's wrong. There we go. Alright. There's our fashion pose. Now we have to go to the face, which this reference is kind of messed up, so we're gonna just hide that. Okay? We're gonna add another one. We're gonna zoom in. Nice and close. Oh, that's too close to not what we wanted. Oh my. So, oh my god, no. What? Oh no. There we go. Okay. So, we're gonna do the same thing, but for the face. So, her face... What? Okay. What is going on here? Why aren't you working? Okay, there we go. I think my brush was too small. So we're gonna go bam, bam, bam. Just outline where the shapes are in the face. Okay, so we have that, and we're gonna start her hairline right where that curve on the forehead ends. So we're gonna zoom out. We're gonna try and apply it to our face here. Nope. See, mouth proportions are hard, face proportions are hard, but one way you can do it also, oh my god, is, okay, we're gonna go over to our reference. We're gonna zoom in, because why did I choose such a small ass reference? We're gonna go here. We're gonna, oops. So this is the loomis method. You can see, oops. We have head here. And then lines, eyebrow, nose, mouth. Okay? Oh, and jawline. So, the eyes are like the same the eyes are an eye length distance apart. Okay? The nose ends at the same corner of the mouth. And you can't really see the other side of the mouth. So, we're going to use these guidelines here to draw on our person. Right, and now we have her face. We just need to touch it up a little bit. Those eyebrows are not what I'm thinking. And those eyes are just the tiniest bit too close together. Okay. Now let's fix this nose. Alright. And now I need to merge these two layers, because let's see. There we go. Clean up the sketch even more. I'm definitely a cleanup as you go kind of person when it comes to sketching, at least. Not when it comes to dishes. I love hiding hands in behind the person and then also in their hair so that I don't have to draw hands because those suck. Okay, so now we have our drawing here. Alright. There's some hair. Because, I mean, everybody needs hair, right? Unless you're bald, I guess then you don't need hair. Alright, so that is how you use a reference to make a sketch, and you kind of just clean up as you go to and fix everything as you go. You keep checking in with your reference. You make sure you have a good reference, and you draw on top of your reference to make it make sense. Because even this doesn't quite necessarily look right. So I'm still fixing my reference as I go. So for hair, I just realized I was quiet for a minute. You don't want to do it strand by strand. You want to do it kind of like piece by piece. So see how I'm shading big blocks at a time to kind of make shadows in the hair? You want to draw chunks of hair. You don't ever want to draw each individual strand. This is so good, D, and so fast. I definitely take a much longer time. Yeah, I guess I'm a quick sketcher. I draw pretty fast. At least my sketches. It takes me a lot longer to color. Oh, you know what's missing some detail? The ear. Alright, so that's our little sketchy sketch. Now, I will do a color background, or a color, and the first thing I do is the skin. So I like to start with a base layer, and everyone colors differently, but what I like to do is I start with a base layer and then I add detail on top of that base layer. So it'll cover up all my mistakes when I color out of the lines or whatever. I just try to be very careful on the very edges of my painting so that I don't have to erase them, but at the end of the day I can't just go over and erase it, so it's not that big of a deal. So that's our base for the skin, and then we're gonna do a base for her bikini. And for the base, I always like to do a mid-tone so that it's easier to work my way up and down when it comes to shading. But it's all up to you. Do whatever works for you. Let's see. And for colors that are black, I never use a true black. I always use, like, a dark blue, purple, or gray, or something. Maybe even a dark brown, just to really make the colors pop. Because if you use straight black, it's going to just kind of, like, overwhelm the page with color. Or, I guess, lack of color. But if you use something that's not quite black, but has, or at least appears to be black, but isn't actually black, like a very dark color, you can make it look more realistic color-wise. Alright. And that is the hair. So we'll go to the skin, and then what we're gonna do is we're going to make a clipping mask. Or a clipping group, my bad. And I will pick something a little pinker than the skin tone. And then I'm gonna go in with a hairbrush, smaller hairbrush, and kind of just lightly put in some blushy tones to give it more of a dynamic color. Alright, and then for shading, I like to use the airbrush too sometimes, unless it's for like really sharp shadows. But what I do is I go to, like, let's say a dark blue, and then I set the brush to multiply, and I set the opacity like to like 40% maybe, if I want it like kind of a dark shadow. And then I just add my shadows. Alright, and then I'm gonna go back to my pink color and kind of like even this out a little bit. And then we're gonna go to smear, little smudge brush. We're gonna smear it in. then more shadows, because I don't think these shadows are dark enough, and we're gonna go to a different brush. Gotta remember to set the opacity down. I don't like that color. We're gonna go back to blue. This looks better as a drawing. Well, it's not done yet! Thank you, Lulu. It's still in the process. I feel like it looks very strange right now because it's in the middle of everything, but we're getting there. Alright, and now we're gonna go to highlights on the skin. And I want some soft highlights, because the highlights in the reference are pretty soft. And I'm setting my brush mode to soft light and just kind of brushing around where the light is hitting her. And smudging again. Thank you so much! Oh my goodness. I love the support. I am new to drawing on YouTube. I've always been scared of drawing and having people watch me draw, but honestly, my friend Cody, they're in the chat. I don't know if they're still watching, but they were chatting earlier, but they actually helped me be more confident in my skills of just, like, having people watch me draw, just because they like watching me draw all the time. So they would bother me about it, be like, I want to watch you, and so eventually I gave in. And we're gonna add some more pink, just because I feel like it looks a little dead. My brain hurts from focusing on this for so long. I'm gonna take a second to just rip my Benjamin and vibe, and stare at this without working on it. Sometimes my brain just taps out and it's like, I need a second. Just give me a second. Alright, so now we are going to make a clipping group for, the hair, the pants, and the shirt. And that's gonna be on multiply. And we're gonna want a harder edge, so I'm using a harder edged tool, and I'm going to be going to the blue again, and we're gonna just add some more highlights in her hair and shadows. We're actually going to fix this just a little bit. Wait. Her hair is just a little strange looking at the tips right here. Alright, and now we're going to go back to our mask layer, and we're going to do some light. I don't really like the color choice, so I'm gonna redo it. Yes, I'm about to rip it. Oh my goodness. Alright. That is some hair. We're gonna do a little more highlighting. Thank you! So much niceness in the chat, I love it. Alright, and now we're gonna do the shirt. So, we're gonna go to blue, multiply, alright, and then and we're gonna do some softer edges. I don't like it, so we're gonna just erase all that and start again! Whoa, hella detail. Yeah, um, I gotta have the details. Alright, now I'm going over the pants with the blue again, and I'm literally just going and painting in shadows, and then the highlights. And it makes it quick. Oops. And this is definitely not my best work, personally. It's alright, but it's definitely not the best I could do. I'm kind of going fast. Thank you so much. I think it looks pretty good too. I just feel like if I took more time on it, it would look fucking stunning. Alright. There she is. Let's draw her, or paint her face. I usually do the face first, so I don't know why I didn't this time, but it's gonna be pretty simple because it's a small face. Oops. Looks like a GTA cover. Oh, yay! You know, I actually drew in the style of, like, the GTA cover once, and I don't know where I put that drawing, because it was actually really good. I actually really enjoyed it. Jacob Lauren. I don't know. I don't think I know who that is. I might, and then I just forgot or something, but I don't know. Alright. That's how I draw faces and people. I like to play with oversaturation, and I like to exaggerate colors. And yeah, let me know what you guys think of this drawing. Um, it's just a little doodle, just a little sketchy sketch, but I hope that helped you guys understand, my process a little bit better. Um, I think that's all the time we actually have for this stream tonight. Um, I'm like 20 minutes earlier than I expected. But yeah, I really appreciate everyone staying and watching and commenting and chatting with me. Um, you guys are all fucking awesome, and I will be back again on Tuesday to do another stream. All right. I will see you guys next time.